Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is, with our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Smearing this shit through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace and love. Peace and love. I am Universe Badger. And we have...
I'm the Moon Tortoise. I'm the Moon Tortoise.
We have the Bubble. Bloop.
Bloop.
And then we have Kendall.
Hello.
Kendall, I just want the whole world to know how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
You're such an amazing,
Kendall.
talented, funny, just you're all around a whole package deal.
That's very true.
So, I'm going to ask everybody what they got new going on, and before we get into this book, because we're going to listen to a book, and we're going to see who else joins. But I'm going to ask Moon Tortoise, what you got big going on?
What do I got big going on? Well, I started eating more flaxseed. No, actually, it's good for you. I like to mix it in with my oatmeal. Anyway, no, I got mother flipping Smith's Creek Almost done cooking in the studio here. If not done cooking in the studio here, and it sounds awesome. And I'm really happy, like really happy with it. And I am working on getting the music video done, and that's hopefully going to spearhead my own little music outlet channel. So when people say, "What do you do?" they'll be like, "Oh wait, Henry, you got a whole music page," because no one knows I do music. That makes me mad, mad, mad. You know, I'm cooking in my little fishnets. So that's what I got going on, and I'm very happy about it.
Kendall, what you got? What you got going on and coming up? And Gilly realized her face was on. What you got going on, Kendall?
I was trying so hard not to laugh, but it's okay. I got
I
so
know.
much, so much going on lately. I've been working a lot of art commissions, art projects. I'm putting myself back out there again and working on art exhibits and being more published. Working on new music that's getting out there too, and just keeping myself busy. I'm out for my walks daily, and I'm finding my inner peace. I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing okay.
Okay. Hey, Gil, what you got going on?
Meow.
I'm working on a project that I had started 5 years ago, and just didn't start. So I'm working on developing how that's going to work. I'm working on court stuff, and I'm working on getting back out into the world. I've been jewelry making the last few days.
Oh, I need to see some. Good for you. Good for you. Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. Peace and love. I did want to talk to you about the website and what you could contribute to helping with the website whenever you're available.
Okay.
I just have not left the computer to do so. But
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm definitely going to reach out to you.
Okay.
So
yes, no, I'm needing to take on more projects and get out of my mind. I've been in my mind for a long time.
Good. I can utilize that. So besides the website we got, it's up and running. We have the playlist on it for Saturday's Twisted Radio show. We have Tuesday's little snippet of this show on there. We're going to have tonight's little snippet of the show on it. We're going to have upcoming shows on it. We're going to start doing the blogging and vlogging. And then Henry Schul is going to have his music page off of that too, so that we can find all his stuff in one site, in one place.
Oh, dope.
So,
Okay.
I have on a Death Note shirt. We went to the fair, and I got a Death Note shirt for myself and for Henry.
Oh, I wish I had my glasses on. I can't see shit, but
That's why
it's really cool.
That's why people were gonna laugh.
cool.
That's why Kendall was gonna laugh and I was gonna laugh, because we could tell that you couldn't see, because you were like squinting, trying to figure out how to shut the face off. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on tortoise lingerie for this because I want to have fun. Because I love it.
So we're gonna listen to this book if you guys are all ready, and it's called The Master of Love. And the person that made it is Don Ruiz. I think that's his name. Ruiz. He did the 4 Agreements, a dope author. So it's all about healing. So I'm going to share the screen and get to it.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, so let's get our listening ears ready for the next 4 hours.
No.
Doing the whole book. No.
Did you say 4 hours?
No. We're only doing 45
Don't
minutes.
quote me.
I was gonna say.
I'm a big liar. We're doing the whole book. It's like when Andy Kaufman read The Great Gatsby.
Hey, that's a good book. I agree.
Can you hear it?
Toltec is a nation or a race, but
There
in
it
fact,
is.
Toltec were scientists and artists who formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones. They came together as students and masters at Teotihuacan, the ancient city of pyramids outside Mexico City. Toltec knowledge arises from the same essential unity of truth as all the sacred esoteric traditions found around the world. Though it is not a religion, it honors all the spiritual masters who have taught on the earth. While it does embrace spirit, it is most accurately described as a way of life, distinguished by the ready accessibility of happiness and love. Chapter 1. The Wounded Mind. Perhaps you have never thought about it, but on one level or another, all of us are masters. We are masters because we have the power to create and rule our own lives. Just as societies and religions around the world create incredible mythologies, we create our own. Our personal mythology is populated by heroes and villains, angels and demons, kings and commoners. We create an entire population in our mind, including multiple personalities for ourselves. Then we master the image we are going to use in certain circumstances. We become artists of pretending and projecting our images, and we master whatever we believe we are. When we meet other people, we classify them right away and assign them a role in our lives. We create an image for others according to what we believe they are, and we do the same thing with everyone and everything around us. You have the power to create. Your power is so strong that whatever you believe comes true. You have the same power as any other human in the world, but the main difference between you and someone else is how you apply your power. You have practiced all your life to be what you are, and you do it so well that you master what you believe you are. You master your own personality, your own beliefs. You master every action, every reaction. Once we can see that all of us are masters, we can see what kind of mastery we have. When we are children and we have a problem with someone, we get angry. For whatever reason, that anger pushes the problem away. We get the result we want. It happens a second time, we react with anger, and now we know if we get angry, we push the problem away. Then we practice and practice until we become masters of anger. In the same way, we become masters of jealousy, masters of sadness, masters of self-rejection. All of our drama and suffering is by practice. We make an agreement with ourselves, and we practice that agreement until it becomes a whole mastery. The way we think and feel, and the way we act become so routine that we no longer need to put our attention on what we're doing. It is just by action-reaction that we behave in a certain way. To become masters of love, we have to practice love. The art of relationship is also a whole mastery, and the only way to reach mastery is with practice. To master a relationship is therefore about action. It is not about concepts or attaining knowledge. Of course, to have action, we need to have some knowledge, or at least a little more awareness of the way humans operate. I want you to imagine that you live on a planet where everyone has a skin disease. For 2,000 or 3,000 years, the people on your planet have suffered the same disease. Their entire bodies are covered with wounds that are infected, and those wounds really hurt when you touch them. Of course, they believe this is a normal physiology of the skin. Even the medical books describe this disease as a normal condition. When the people are born, their skin is healthy, but around 3 or 4 years of age, the first wounds start to appear. By the time they are teenagers, there are wounds all over their bodies. Can you imagine how these people are going to treat each other? In order to relate with someone, you would have to protect your wounds. You would hardly ever touch someone's skin because it's too painful. Still, the instinct to love is so strong that you would pay a high price to have relationships with others. Well, imagine that a miracle occurs one day. You awake, your skin is completely healed, and it doesn't hurt to be touched. Healthy skin you can touch feels wonderful because skin is made for perception. Can you imagine yourself with healthy skin in a world where everyone has a skin disease? If you can imagine this, perhaps you can understand that someone from another planet who came to visit us would have a similar experience with humans. But it isn't our skin that's full of wounds. What that visitor would discover is that the human mind is sick with a disease called fear. Just like the description of the infected skin, the emotional body is full of wounds, and these wounds are infected with emotional poison. The manifestation of the disease of fear is anger, hate, sadness, envy, and hypocrisy. The result of the disease is all the emotions that make humans suffer. All humans are mentally sick with the same disease. We can even say that this world is a mental hospital, but this mental disease has been in the world for thousands of years. The medical books, the psychiatric books, and the psychology books consider it normal, but I can tell you, it is not normal. Humans live in continuous fear of being hurt, and this creates a big drama wherever we go. The way humans relate to each other is so emotionally painful that for no apparent reason we get angry, jealous, envious, sad. To even say, I love you can be frightening. In order to protect our emotional wounds, and because of our fear of being hurt, humans create a big denial system. In that denial system, we become the perfect liars. We lie so perfectly that we lie to ourselves, and we even believe our own lies. Sometimes, even when we know we're lying, we justify the lie and excuse the lie to protect ourselves from the pain of our wounds. The denial system is like a wall of fog that blinds us from seeing the truth. We wear a social mask because it's too painful to see ourselves or to let others see us as we really are. The denial system lets us pretend that everyone believes what we want them to believe about us. We put up barriers to keep other people away, but those barriers also keep us inside, restricting our freedom. Humans cover themselves and protect themselves, and when someone says you're pushing my buttons, it is not exactly true. What is true is that you're touching a wound in his mind, and he reacts because it hurts. When you are aware that everyone around you has emotional wounds with emotional poison, you can easily understand the relationship of humans in what the Toltec call the dream of hell. From the Toltec perspective, everything we believe about ourselves and everything we know about our world is a dream. If you look at any religious description of hell, it is the same as human society, the way we dream. Hell is a place of suffering, a place of fear, war, and violence, a place of judgment and no justice, a place of punishment that never ends. Each of us creates a personal dream for our own self, but the humans before us created a big outside dream, a dream of human society. The outside dream, or the dream of the planet, is the collective dream of billions of dreamers. The big dream includes all the rules of society, its laws, its religion, its different cultures, and ways to be. All of this information stored inside our mind is like 1,000 voices talking to us at once. The Toltec call this the mitote. The real us is pure love. We are life. The real us has nothing to do with the dream, but the mitote keeps us from seeing what we really are. When you see the dream from this perspective, and if you have the awareness of what you are, you see the nonsense behavior of humans, and it becomes amusing. What for everyone else is a big drama, for you becomes a comedy. You can see humans suffering over something that is not important, that is not even real. But we have no choice. We are born in this society, we grow up in this society, and we learn to be like everyone else, playing nonsense all the time. When a human is born, the emotional body is completely healthy. If you observe children who are 2 or 3 years old, you see them playing all the time. You see them laughing. Their imagination is so powerful, and the way they dream is an adventure of exploration. When something is wrong, they react and defend themselves. But then they just let go and turn their attention to the moment again, to play again, to explore and have fun again. They are living in the moment. They are not ashamed of the past. They're not worried about the future. Little children express what they feel, and they are not afraid to love. The happiest moment in our lives are when we are playing just like children, when we're singing and dancing, exploring and creating, just for fun. It's wonderful when we behave like a child, because this is the normal human tendency. As children, it is natural for us to express love. But what has happened to us? What has happened to the whole world? What has happened is that when we're children, the adults already have that mental disease, and they are highly contagious. How do they pass this disease to us? They hook our attention and teach us to be like them. That is how we pass our disease to our children. And that is how our parents, our teachers, our older siblings, the whole society of sick people infected us with that disease. They hooked our attention and put information into our mind through repetition. This is the way we program a human mind. By hooking the attention, we teach children a language, how to read, how to behave, how to dream. We domesticate humans the same way we domesticate a dog or any other animal, with punishment and reward. This is perfectly normal. What we call education is nothing but domestication of the human being. We're afraid to be punished, but later we are also afraid of not getting the reward, of not being good enough for mom and dad, sibling or teacher. The need to be accepted is born. Before that, we don't care whether we are accepted or not. People's opinions are not important because we just want to play and we live in the present. The fear of not getting the reward becomes the fear of rejection. The fear of not being good enough for someone else is what makes us try to change and create an image. Then we try to project that image according to what they want us to be, just to be accepted, just to have the reward. We learn to pretend to be what we are not, and we practice being someone else just to be good enough for mom and dad, for the teacher, for our religion, for whatever. We practice and we master how to be what we are not. Soon we forget who we really are, and we start to live our images. We create not just one image, but many different images according to the different groups of people we associate with. We create an image at home, an image at school, and when we grow up, we create even more images. This is also true for a simple relationship between a man and a woman. The woman has an outer image that she tries to project to others, but when she is alone, she has another image of herself. The man also has an outer image and an inner image. By the time they're adults, the inner image and the outer image are so different that they hardly match anymore. In the relationship between a man and woman, there are 4 images at least. How can they really know each other? They don't. They can only try to understand the image. But there are more images to consider. When a man meets a woman, he makes an image of her from his point of view, and the woman makes an image of the man from her point of view. Then he tries to make her fit the image he makes for her, and she tries to make him fit the image that she makes for him. Now there are 6 images between them. Of course they're lying to each other, even if they don't know they're lying. Their relationship is based on fear, it's based on lies. It is not based on truth, because they cannot see through all that fog. In the period when we are little children, there is no conflict with the images we pretend to be. Our images are not really challenged until we begin to interact with the outside world and no longer have our parents' protection. This is why being a teenager is particularly difficult, even if we're prepared to support and defend our images. As soon as we try to project our images to the outside world starts proving to us, not just privately but publicly, that we are not what we pretend to be. Let's take the example of a teenage boy who pretends to be very intelligent. He goes to a debate at school, and in that debate, someone who is more intelligent and more prepared wins the debate and makes him look ridiculous in front of everyone. He will try to explain and excuse and justify his image in front of his peers, but as soon as he is alone and sees himself in a mirror, he hates himself and feels so stupid. There is a big discrepancy between the inner image and the image he tries to project to the outside world. The bigger the discrepancy, the less love he will have for himself. Both images are false, but he doesn't see that. When we are children, we learn that everyone's opinions are important, and we rule our lives according to these opinions. A simple opinion from someone can put us deep into hell, an opinion that is not even true. You look ugly, you're wrong, you're stupid. Opinions have a lot of power over the nonsense behavior of people who live in hell. That is why we need to hear that we are good, that we are doing well, that we are beautiful. We need to hear the opinions of others because we are domesticated and we seek recognition from other people. Humans pretend to be something very important, but at the same time we believe we are nothing. We work so hard to be important in the dream of society, to be a winner, to be powerful, to be rich, to be famous, to express our personal dream, and to impose our dream onto other people around us. Why? Because we believe the dream is real, and we take it very seriously.
So that's the first little bit of it. So what do you think of that so far, Moon Tortoise?
That was a lot. Though I do agree with a lot of what he said.
What do you think of that, Gills?
Well, my ADHD wishes that it was a shorter portion played because I thought a lot about a lot of different parts of it. So it's very hard to remember in total. But in general, I don't agree that people care as much about their image as he's saying, or care about their image for the same reasons that he's saying. I think also that, yes, being like a child, there's a wisdom in that, reacting in the moment, living in the moment, playing. But children also don't have responsibility over their communities, over other, or over their kids, over their communities, over the people that they love, their partnerships, their, whatever they're working on. So, no, I think that it was a way that people can be, but I think that it's become a very popular set of dogma, and I think it's really messing with people, in my personal opinion.
Kendall, what do you think?
Oh boy, that was a lot to process, to be honest. And I kind of did question about my own self-worth and self-being for how we try to always impress other people when we don't need to, when we look in that mirror of self-reflection and you just know that you don't need to fully impress people, but within yourself. And then when it comes to the anger or the jealousy or anything like that, that's not needed either for how we see ourselves or how others want to see us through that type of personalities that we all go through. It's always changing.
I agree. And also, I can relate to what he was saying because I remember a point in time when I was younger that my image that I saw didn't match the image that I thought in my head. And that's when I didn't really love myself. And I realized that I didn't even know myself. So, and when you do have a fear of things, we do tend to push it away when we're angry. And instead of living in that spot, we try to remove it and get rid of it. And when my sister wouldn't give me the bowl, I remember hitting her in the head with something because I wanted the bowl that she was playing with. It was just, and cracked her head in the bathtub. And we no longer could take baths together. And it was all because I couldn't handle my emotion. There's a few questions. Let's ask the first question, Moon Tortoise.
I will ask the first question. Okay, as my screen moves. What does love mean to you before pain ever touched it?
Kendall.
Of course, me. What does love mean to you, like on a different aspect or just in general?
What does love mean to you before pain ever touched it?
Oh, I'm going to say the innocence of love because there's really no boundaries when it comes to it.
Gilly?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
What does love mean to you before pain ever touched it?
What does love mean to me before pain ever touched it?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think that it means anything different to me now. I think that love still means the same. I think that it's a willingness to truly care and invest yourself and be vulnerable and be responsible to another human being, and to allow intimacy and connection and all of those things. And I'm not talking about romantic intimacy. I'm just talking about that closeness and that vulnerability. And I don't think that it means anything different after pain, because it doesn't. I don't regret the love that I gave ever. Do I want to feel pain or experience pain again in love? Of course not. But do I regret loving? No.
So when I was younger, I thought that pain and love went hand in hand. I believed that you couldn't have one without the other. So to me, love was painful at times, from my childhood abuse to my adult abuse and to the abuse I'd done to myself. So to me, I didn't think there was love without pain at one point in time, until I realized that wasn't healthy love. Moon Tortoise, what is love or pain?
I had a question
What's
for you
his love?
about your answer. Sorry, Henry.
No problem. That's tortoise. No, I'm joking. You go.
Oh, sorry. But I do have a
Ask
question,
me.
Kim, if that's okay for you.
Yes.
You said that you thought that love and pain went together.
Yes,
And
when I was
right. But in a sense, they do, even in a healthy relationship. If somebody you love is sick, that's painful. It doesn't mean, that it's toxic. It's
That's
painful to see them go through things.
it's a different kind of pain.
Right. But pain and love do go together, because when you put yourself on the line, you're going to care about the not only the other person, but the nature and quality of your relationship, and the quality of their life and the things going on in their lives. I think that, but abusive pain, that's different.
So for my
So-
opinion, what I was trying to say for my opinion was that there is healthy love
Mhm.
and there's unhealthy love.
Right.
And there's healthy pain and unhealthy pain. And before, I thought that it didn't matter if it was healthy or not. It just automatically went together. If
Okay.
that clarified it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Because yes, that clarified it.
I think
Until I
that's
got
both
older.
quite valid.
Huh?
I think you guys are valid on that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
Until I got older, and then I realized there was healthy pain and then healthy love, and that you had to have healthy boundaries instead of healthiness for yourself. But it all started with loving myself first, because I didn't even know what self-love was. But go ahead, Moon Tortoise.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, before pain touched it.
Yes.
Well. Also, a counter opinion. I got into practicing healthy BDSM with people, and pain is just a Thursday night now, and I love it. No, okay, I'm only maybe speaking half truths on that, because learning pain and learning how to process pain had been something that I had to go through, and interestingly enough, that actually does help quite a bit. And yeah, it's true. You do feel it is the duality when you feel pain and love conflicting in something that isn't a healthy way. I think it's almost harder in a way. I've had a lot of fights with people I love, and I guess that pain doesn't compare to losing somebody I love exactly. I would say that that's a stronger emotion even. So yeah, both love and pain are both a big broad spectrum that can be looked into with a bunch of variables, like mostly everything is. I think
What
it's
did Shirley
good question.
Mo say?
These are simple points: truth, forgiveness, and self-love. These 3 points could heal the whole world. I'm not in disagreement.
I'm not in disagreement
Putting
neither.
them into practice.
Of course. What's the next question?
The next question is: do you believe you were taught how to love yourself properly? If not, where did that lesson come from instead?
Kendall?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Do you believe you were taught how to love yourself properly? If not, where did that lesson come from?
Oh, word. I would say I had to learn on both harsh terms to loving yourself.
I didn't quite understand that, Kendall. Perhaps I'm
Don't
dumb.
either.
Am I cutting out?
Yes.
So sorry.
Perhaps.
Something's going on. I don't know if I could try that again.
Okay.
If it
Please.
happens again, it's probably the storm's coming in. So just so you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I was always taught to learn to love yourself before you love others. So I learned that the opposite type of term for how my childhood and versus teenager years, it was always very harsh and very critical and very abrupt. And every time I try to love, it always fired back in the wrong terms. And those type of wrong turns turned into more of a type of pain where I thought that was also normal for accepting the pain versus love. And that kind of love was not very justified for what I went through. So that type of aspect for how that was never resolved still bothers me today, if that makes kind of sense.
Yeah,
So it's never going to be properly fulfilled in that type of term.
I can receive that. All right. Gilly, do you want to hear the question again? Because I would.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you believe you were taught how to love yourself properly? If not, where did that lesson come from?
I think that I was given both examples. And in every area in between. I think that I think that I was taught how to not love myself. I think that naturally people are okay with themselves. I think that naturally people don't even necessarily think about themselves that much until people give them a message that there's something wrong with them and they should. And if you are somebody who cares about not how others think about you because you think that it speaks something about you, but how others think about you because you care how you're impacting other people, then those things are going to weigh very heavily on you. And if you think that you're a person that's either hurting somebody or not giving good or isn't somehow fitting the bill, then it makes you start to doubt yourself and your deservedness.
Okay.
And what was the second half of the question? Did I address that? Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Where did you learn it from? Where did you get the
Yeah.
lesson from?
Oh,
And
I
see you
think that
loving
I'm still
yourself.
learning. That's the part. Yeah, I think I'm still learning. I mean, most of my ideas about love came from a record called Free to Be You and Me that I used to listen to when I was a kid. And not only did it teach me to like respect myself, but accept everybody else. And I think it was a real surprise for me when I encountered relationships or places where that sort of love and tolerance wasn't there. It's a pretty big shocker. It still is.
So I have a little story. I remember one time I asked I don't say my, I apologize. I asked grandson if he loved himself. He was 10. Or no, he was 9. And he said, "Do you know who I am?" And the reason why I asked him that, because I thought about when I was 9. Did I love myself when I was 9? And I think around that time is when I started doubting who I was, because everybody around me was so toxic and my life changed dramatically. And that's when my mom left us for the first time. My biological mom left us for the first time, and we get flip-flop between different people's houses and stuff like that. So I started seeing a lot of fighting and abuse, and a lot of bad things started happening to me in regard of that, being pushed to one place, to one place, to one place. So I started doubting, if it was my fault that all this was going on. Maybe I was the cause of it all because nobody really wanted me and I got yelled at and punished. So asking him that, he said to me, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Then you shouldn't have to ask me that, because Of course, I love me. I love everything about me. And I'm thinking, great. That means that we're not ruining his inner child yet. And that's all I kept thinking. Because I don't think parents ask us when we're young if we loved ourselves or valued us, and if they are affecting us and ruining our inner child. So it took me a long time. I didn't start loving myself until I was well in my 40s, my mid 40s, almost late 40s. And then I realized, I mean, that, I'm pretty cool, and I love everything about me, and I'd rather be me than you. And that's not being rude. I'm just telling you, I love me because I can control me. And it took me a long time to realize that. I wasn't installed that. So, yeah. Moon tortoise?
Oh, well, you're taught to love yourself properly. That's interesting. I think my parents loved me, and things went really, really, really bad. I myself, either by just mental problems going on, which is still a problem today, and bad things happening, starting to happen at home, maybe some fetal alcohol syndrome going on. I was really, really hectic as a child. My ADHD I was clinically diagnosed with it, and I was really, really over the top. So up until third grade, third, fourth, fifth grade, even, I was spastic and unapproachable. And then I really fell into books and judo and stuff, and I got kind of nerdy. And that really didn't translate well with my peers. I was okay at home for the most part, but I had a hard time fitting into groups of people, and that made me really devalue and appreciate myself. And look at the lingerie and shit. I always felt this way for a long time. I've never felt good about myself growing up. I didn't. And I drank a lot. And that was a big reason I drank, because alcohol, I thought, loved me. And also, when I could outdrink people at parties and drink with people at parties, that was a big thing that I thought I loved myself. Letting people hit me and shit in the bathroom and shit for money in school. Yeah. So I didn't really start loving myself until, I don't know, I came out a couple of years ago. And honestly, what else can I say? My life really sucked in the closet and shit. I my whole life changed when that happened. Some things good, some things bad. But what came out on the other side is I absolutely love the mirror now. Um, I'm at the end of the day, I'm on my I love myself. I don't, it's not to the point where I want to hurt people with that, but I'm so proud to actually look in the mirror and be happy. I just want to give myself a big hug for making it. Making it. Honestly, if I died tomorrow, I'd still die pretty happy. That I found myself. So, who taught me that lesson? A little bit from my parents, a lot from learning lessons from myself, and my new self, or my old self that I was supposed to be, taught me. Really, Harry too. I love Harry. Whatever. I could pile shit on the happy side of that all day.
Would Chili Mo say?
Chili Mo says, I believe happiness and joy are two different emotions. Happiness is the individual surpassed emotion. Therefore, joy is a sense of excitement for the community around you. Hypothetically speaking, of course, says Chili Mo, certified legal shield associate. Man, I'm not sure what that is at the end, Chili Mo, but I think I feel you on that one. I have, joy is outward
So,
expression.
I want to listen to a little bit more of the book and then ask. We're only gonna do like 10 minutes of it. Then we're gonna ask some questions, and then we'll end up wrapping it up. So, but it's really
Yeah.
a good book that I think everybody needs to really tune into.
Is there any way we could do 5 minutes at a time? Or
We'll
would
see.
that make it too long?
We'll see. We're only an hour on here.
Okay.
the loss of innocence. Humans by nature are very sensitive beings. We are so emotional because we perceive everything with the emotional body. The emotional body is like a radio that can be tuned to perceive and react to certain frequencies. The normal frequency of humans before domestication is to explore and to enjoy life. We are tuned to love. As children, we don't have any definition of love as an abstract concept. We just live love. It's the way we are. Our emotional body perceives emotions, and it has an alarm system to let us know when something is wrong. That alarm system is fear. Children can easily perceive when someone is angry. They can feel emotions, and their reasoning mind doesn't interpret or question them. Their alarm system generates a little fear that says, "Stay away," and they follow their instinct. When children don't feel confident around someone, they reject that person because they can feel the emotions that are being projected. Every child reacts differently according to how they learn to defend themselves and adapt to different circumstances. We learn to be emotional according to the emotional energy in our home and our personal reaction to that energy. When our parents are constantly fighting, when there is disharmony, disrespect, and lies, we learn the emotional way of being like them. Even if they tell us not to be that way and not to lie, the emotional energy of our parents, of our entire family, will make us perceive the world in a similar way. The emotional energy that lives in our home tunes our emotional body to that frequency. The emotional body starts to change its tune, and it is no longer the normal tune of the human being. We play the game of the adults. We play the game of the outside dream. And we lose our innocence. We lose our freedom, our happiness, our tendency to love. We are forced to change, and we start perceiving another reality, the reality of injustice, the reality of emotional pain, the reality of emotional poison. Welcome to hell, the hell that humans create, which is the dream of the planet. We are welcomed into that hell, but we don't invent it personally. It was here before we were born. You can see how real love and freedom are destroyed by looking at children. Imagine that you were 2 or 3 years old. You were happy. You were playing and exploring. You aren't conscious of what is good or bad, what is right or wrong, what you should or shouldn't be doing, because you are not yet domesticated. You are playing in the living room with whatever is around you. You don't have any bad intention, but you are playing with your daddy's guitar. For you, it's just a toy. You don't try to hurt your daddy at all, but your father is having one of those days when he doesn't feel right. He has problems in his business, and he finds you in the living room playing with his things. He gets mad right away, and he spanks you. This is injustice from your point of view, and that sense of injustice is like a pain in your heart. You feel hurt and start to cry. But it's not just the physical aggression that hurts you. It's the emotional aggression you feel is not fair. You didn't do anything. Your father just hurt you, and this was someone you trusted completely. Your daddy is someone who usually protects you and allows you to play and allows you to be you. That sense of injustice opens a wound in your emotional body, and in that moment you lose a little part of your innocence. You learn that you cannot always trust your father. Even if your mind doesn't know that yet because your mind doesn't analyze, it still understands, I cannot trust. Your emotional body tells you there is something you cannot trust, and that something can be repeated. Your reaction might be fear, it might be anger, or being shy, or just crying. But that reaction is already emotional poison, because the normal reaction before domestication is that your daddy spanks you and you want to hit him back. You hit him back, or just intend to put your hand up, and that makes your father even madder at you. The reaction of your father for putting your hand up against him creates a worse punishment. Now you are afraid of him, and you no longer defend yourself because you know it will only make things worse. Before this experience, your mind was completely healthy. You were completely innocent. After this experience, you learn to react in a certain way, your personal way. Humans use fear to domesticate humans, and your fear increases with each experience of injustice. You keep the emotion of fear with you, and it changes your way of life. The reasoning mind tries to do something with the experience, which will repeat itself more often now. The injustice will come from mom and dad, from brothers and sisters, from aunts and uncles, from school, from society, from everyone. With each fear, you learn to defend yourself, but not the way you did before domestication, when you would defend yourself and just keep playing. The sense of injustice is the knife that opens a wound in our emotional body. Emotional poison is created by our reaction to what we consider injustice. Some wounds will heal, others will become infected with more and more poison. When the emotional poison accumulates, the mind begins to play with that poison. Now we start to worry a little about the future because we have the memory of the poison and we don't want that to happen again. We also have memories of being accepted. We remember mom and dad being good to us and living in harmony, but we don't know how.
So, ask the next question. I don't know what's typing, but ask the next question. Oh, you must be muted. 1 second. Go ahead.
When was the last time you gave love freely without expecting anything in return?
Kendall.
Oh wow. I would say on a daily basis, the fact it's just meant to be free will. Every time I try to give love, or just the fact I say I love you, that's my way of saying I care about you, or especially to my friends or family, whatever it may be that day, just to let them know it's been acknowledged.
Gilly.
That tended to be a daily practice. I will say that I'm going through an experience that's very hard. And that doesn't mean that I still give love freely without expecting something in return. I just don't put myself out there to freely give much right now because they're, the topics that we're talking about on the show and the thing that you described about your childhood, all I can think about every day is my children who think that their mom left, and that's not the case. So here's my free love that I'm going to give. I promise I didn't leave you, and I promise when I find a way back, I'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I practice that. I practice that consciously, unconsciously, every time I wake up. It's not even a practice anymore. It's just natural for me. I tend to do things authentically when no one's around. I am me, regardless of who is here. So I don't really feel that I have to practice it. It's embedded in me. Moon Tortoise?
No, I'm a people pleaser. I've always been a people pleaser. My own psyche tries to wring out that out of people. I guess really, I'd always fought for people's acceptance more than their validation. Is what I wanted. So knowing that about myself now, I try to give as much as I can for free. I I don't I don't know. I just like doing shit for people. I like seeing people happy. And part of that's always been that I don't particularly like conflict with other people, and that's not like street fighting. I actually get like getting on with people. I've had too much conflict in my life, so I would rather give love away and have nothing left afterwards, and just have the warmth of happiness. And that can probably be considered a negative thing. I guess it's how far I push that, and what do I allow myself to go without. I don't know.
So
I think love should just be given freely a lot of the time, honestly.
So Moon Tortoise, what did you think of we only did 6 minutes of that because we're gonna wrap this show up. I'm gonna do something different next time. We're gonna have to talk about this. What did you think about that chapter real quick? I know it's not even half the chapter because it was a 15-minute chapter and people can't focus for 15 minutes. It's crazy. It's lately how the society has gotten it. It has nothing to do with the people here. It's in general. So we get people at a 2-minute song and they're like, man, when is this over? So what do you think of that chapter?
Well, when it comes, I did terribly in school. I did terrible in school. And when I got out of school, I was talking about things in school that they didn't know about. And I'm not saying that I was smarter. I was just talking about expanded topics on subjects because I didn't learn anything listening to reading. I did reading aloud in class, which is like why I like reading comments, which I will get to. Cool vibes. But it's hard for me to listen to anything at all. It's actually gotten really hard. So I've only picked out small portions of it. It's something I would like to read, but it seems like society is almost gearing you against reading unless it's on your phone now, and it's almost become impossible for me to actually pick a physical book up and read it. And it's not an excuse. It's just I got other shit I have to do. I'm already out of time. Already out of time. So a lot of the stuff he said about childhood and watching families fight and how that gears us, like I got some points of that soaked in. But yeah, it's something I would have to read and then correlate to my own life. But like I said, I'm not opposed to it, but I can't make a reasonable reference.
Right. Kendall, what do you think of that little bit that we heard? You're not the only one. I'm telling you. People are jumping in and out
This is a
constantly.
litmus test.
Their attention span is so small. It has nothing to do with you. Kendall, what do you think of that 6 minutes we heard?
I'm pretty much the same way when it comes to reading books and just having that ADHD or OCD attention span as well. So I'm all over the place as well. I get it. It's just finding that time to understand what the book is and just wanting to know more before I say anything else that's actually relatable. Especially when it comes to your childhood or the fatherhood, where that's my kind of harsh background as well. When it comes to being abused and all that stuff, it's never stopped. Um, and that's one of those things where I was able to understand on my own terms when I got a little bit older, where I had that choice of enough is enough, and I walked out on it, period. So that's where I kind of had a backflash of certain things in my childhood. It was never the greatest. It was never pretty. I was always stuck in hospitals, or either my family members were getting abused one way or another. So it's just one of those things where it got me thinking. So I'm like, yeah, I'm having odd flashbacks again. So I'm like, okay, it's a good way to be reconnect to your past as well, just to understand what really happened to those connections, why they kind of backed out the way they did. So that's a lot to consume.
Yeah. And Gilly, what do you think of that little portion that we heard?
Well, I'm glad that Kendall answered before me because it gave me a reminder of what the chapter was about. I want to apologize. I have been experiencing some grief and some prolonged stress for a long time because of what's going on. And it makes it very hard to concentrate on things because if anything resembles what's causing that, that's where my mind goes. So I remember having so much fear and conflict after I got married because I remembered what it was like to be a child of people who sometimes got angry and lashed out and then just went back to normal. I understood what it was like to be a child and feel very small, and that everybody else is in charge, and so much smarter and so much more talented and so much more educated. I remembered I never forgot what it was like to be a child, and so I was very protective of whether or not there was yelling, whether or not there was, and I married somebody who was the opposite of that. And I worry about the impact to this day because I know the impact that it had on me. I know the impact that it had on our relationships. I think there's a lot of validity to understanding that those things really shape us.
I agree. I agree. I remember I talked about this today with somebody. I remember that we tend to find relationships from our insecurities and our fears in our I don't want to call them downfalls because they're not, but our fight or flight weaknesses. They're not even weaknesses, just the trauma that we went through. We tend to find something that resembles that because that's comforting to us because that's what we're familiar with. And then when we're out of that and we start removing that to find something that's not familiar to that of us is uncomfortable and uneasy. And we get the fight or flight mode where we want to disappear from anything that resembles what we didn't like. And then we start healing. And once we start removing the trauma and releasing things from ourselves that we did not cause, but we allowed, that just finding it is uncomfortable, but it's also rewarding at the same time, if that makes sense. And we're looking for that. We're looking for that again, of that release, because it was so heavy to bear. It was so heavy to carry. I want to ask the last question, the next question, and then we'll wrap it up and do our positive things. But what's that next question? I really want to get to that next question.
All right. Every other thing opened up here. Okay. The last question?
No, the next one, though.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever confused love with control, validation, or fear of abandonment?
I'm going to start with you, Gilly, just because.
I don't think that I did until after I went through what I went through in my marriage and divorce. I do recognize that I married someone who was controlling in nature. I didn't recognize it though, because that's not something that they showed, but it was right after my father died. Repeat the question one more time.
Have you ever confused love with control, validation, or fear of abandonment?
I think that I started to confuse love, period, because I've had people who say they love me and they're my family and treat me well, and then completely disappear on me, or I find out that they were sabotaging me in some way. And I've had people that, so I have a hard time distinguishing if somebody loves me or somebody hates me after going through a lot of betrayal trauma. And because I married somebody who can be acting like they're being nice and loving you, and they're stabbing you in the back, and they're making things pretty bad for you down the road. So I don't think that I confuse. I understand that those things have nothing to do with love. And I'm not a people pleaser. If I comply with something that goes against my values, which includes abuse, it's because I feel like I'm in danger, or I feel like somebody else might be in danger, or that there is something else going on that's the causation. So I don't think that I conflate them, but I think from the outside it can look like something else, and that I do.
Okay. Kendall?
I would say it's depending on the situations where it's kind of too late to, not really too late, but it's kind of too hard to understand fully unless you see the different aspects for how people want to treat you. So it's pretty much hard to describe it, I would say. So I'm still learning on a daily basis for how people are always treating you like crap, or they do, they don't. This is one of the things whether you choose to or not to. So I'm still learning on that basis as well. So, you know, it's a hardship.
So for me, I confused a lot of things to love. I thought that love was sleep with people, random people, not caring if you knew their name or how long you known them. I thought that was a form of love, of having someone say that they want you and all those things to you just so they could sleep with you. And I really thought that that was love. I I really honestly was confused what healthy love was. And I feel that I still have some form of issue with that at times where I know the difference, but I tolerate things that I probably shouldn't, even though I love myself tremendously now. I just know what it's like to not be healed. So that's why I give a lot of I don't know what to call it courtesy, but that's why I give a lot of room to those that aren't, because I've been there. So Moon Tortoise.
Um, very confused. No. My grandmother taught me what love was, and I joke with people. I say I can read people's minds, but I can for the vine here today because Moon Tortoise. Let's just say Moon Tortoise can read people's mind. I have a pretty good idea of certain things, how people thought. So after my grandma showed me true love, and my grandpa loved me too, but my grandma really showed me true love. I based a lot of that feeling on how other people treated me and treated each other, and I was left very confused as to why people do that to you. So I know what love is. It's beautiful. Um, it's wonderful, and a lot of people try to poison and toxify that. So yeah, have I confused it? No. Have I put up with stuff knowing full well what it is because I wanted people around me? Sure. I did that for a long time, but I knew the difference. But what do you do when you know the difference and you got to accept things and you can't accept them? Bottle. Sorry, that's always going to go back to me why I did a lot of what I did. That's where I got validation.
I
thought the
love the
liquor
way you
loved me.
stated that. I love the way you stated that last part. Thank you, because I have trouble expressing what I'm experiencing or feeling sometimes. And that last thing you said sums it up really well, with the addition of if I think I'm in danger or somebody else is. But yes.
So
Thank you. Go ahead.
do your positive message and we'll go the cross.
Me?
Yes.
Me? Positive? Oh,
Yes, you.
okay. What's my positive message? You really fall in love with yourself. Do it. Just fall in love. Fall head over heels for yourself. It's really important. Do it. You deserve it. Positive message. Yeah.
Gilly, positive message.
There are times that being you is going to result in judgment or people disagreeing or attributing things to your character or your intellect or your soul that aren't of you. And in those times, just remember that it happens to everybody. And hopefully one day it won't happen to anybody, because we'll all remember what it feels like.
Kendall.
It's okay to forgive yourself and from your past and move forward and do the best you can.
My positive message, and Gilly, I want you to stay on for a second afterwards. My positive message is, if you don't know what love is, find it. And if it's a hard time to see, if you're having a hard time seeing it, stop looking with your eyes and start looking with your heart. Because sometimes our mind don't know it, but our heart will always know it. So listen to your gut and love yourself. And you are the most important person in this world, because my moon tortoise said, if you did not exist, neither would your reality to you. So love you. And Chili Mo said,
we are who we are, so we must expect it. Chili Mo's positive message. Thank you, Chili. Cool.
And what Chili Mo said earlier is that he is now a Shield associate, a certified legal Shield associate. So if you have any questions about that, hit him up.
All right.
So thank you everybody for taking this hour out of your busy reality and wanting to heal and wanting to hear advice or opinions or anything from someone else, because your opinion really does matter. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibration. Please, Gilly, stay on. Peace and love, everyone.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so